Hello students, welcome. Let us discuss few important questions in coordination chemistry. Remember students, please watch the complete video. Definitely these questions will help you in competitive exams. Those who are preparing for competitive exams like SET, IIT, JEE, definitely my videos are related to those only. All multiple choice questions I'm going to discuss now onwards. So please subscribe and follow my channel. Now let us start with the first question. Today the topic is from coordination chemistry. Okay, so a chelating agent has two or more than two donor atoms to bind to a single metal. What does that mean, students? Do you have any idea about chelating agent? Let me explain briefly. They gave the definition only here. So chelating ligand is nothing but any ligand which is having two or more donor atoms. What are donor atoms? Which can donate a pair of electrons to the metal. Okay, let us say A is a donor atom. Okay, it is donating a pair of electrons to the metal M. So here, example, if you take water, and in water, oxygen is having two pairs of lone pairs. Two lone pairs are there on the oxygen atom. It will donate one pair to the metal and gives coordinate covalent bond. Okay, this is the ligand, this is the metal. This is called Lewis base and this is called Lewis acid. Now, this is said to be a monodentate ligand whenever there is a single donor atoms. Okay, single donor atom, if present, then it is said to be monodentate. Okay. If there are two donor atoms, okay. Similarly, there are a few other ligands where they have two or more than two donor atoms even. I will give you a few examples. Example for two donor atom having ligand is ethylene diamine. You can see ethylene diamine. Just for convenience, I am writing like this. It can bind with metal by donating a pair of electron which is present on the nitrogen. Each nitrogen atom is having pair of electrons. So this is one donor atom. This is another donor atom. Okay, it has two donor atoms. So it is said to be two means bidentate. Two donor atoms. And there are other ligands which are having three donor atoms also. And 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can observe this. If you see here, with metal, it is forming a cyclic ring. Okay, whenever a ligand is having two or more donor atoms, it forms a cyclic ring with metal. How many atoms we have in this ring? You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 atoms minimum. So any ligand to be a chelating ligand, minimum it should have two donor atoms. Okay, that's a concept, students. Chelating ligand means. What is the meaning of chelating? Means ring forming. It is the meaning of ring forming. You observed here, right? Next, which of the following is not a chelating agent? What is the question here, students? The question is, which of the following is not a chelating agent? That's the question. Okay, let us see one by one. Okay, here the first thing is thiosulfate. What is the structure of thiosulfate, students? Thiosulfate is having structure like this. It is having a resonance structure actually. So this sulfur will give pair of electrons to the metal. Means it is a monodentate. So which of the following is monodentate? So which of the following is not a chelating agent? Whenever it is having a single donor atom, it can't form a ring with a metal. So it is a monodentate. That means it is the answer for our question. Thiosulfate is not a chelating agent. You can see oxalato, glycinato, ethene. This is having two donor atoms. Two donor atoms. And glycinato is also having glycine, which is an amino acid, is also having two donor atoms. Okay. Similarly, ethane 1,2-diamine. This is nothing but that one. Two donor atoms. Okay. So that's why all of these three will form chelating compounds, chelating complexes, except thiosulfate. The answer for this question is first one, thiosulfate. Okay, clear, students? Hope you understood. Now let us move to the next question. So the question here is, the next question, students. The question is, what is IUPAC naming of this one? Okay, now let's see what are the number of ligands that we have. Always the name follows with if we have a positive ionic pair, so let me write briefly here. Ionic pair, coordination pair, ionic pair. So here we'll be having a positive ion, here we'll be having a negative ion. They are ionizable. So first start with the positive ion, ionic pair, then follow ligand. Okay. And if you have more than one ligand, then they have to be arranged in alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. And if it is a neutral ligand, you can write the name. They have specific names like water means aqua, ammonia means amine, like that. And if it is a negative ligand, you have to add the word like a chloro. Okay, so nitro, like that. Okay, and followed by, you should write the name of the metal. If it is a neutral or a positive complex, metal name can be written as it is. If it is a negative, then metallate. Metallate, you should write. Okay, and you have to write the oxidation state in Roman numbers. Okay, clear students? Now let us see. So we don't have any ionic pair. These two are called ionic pair. Okay, and this middle one is said to be coordination pair. Coordination pair always be within brackets. Now we have three different kinds of ligands. If more than one kind of the same ligand is present, we have to use the words like di, tri, tetri. These are the basics that you know. So here you see alphabetical order should be followed. First comes amine, followed by chloro, followed by nitro. How many amine ligands we have? Two. Two means di, amine. Okay. Next, only one Cl minus ligand. So chloro. Okay, Cl will be a negative ligand. NOT is also a negative, but it is having a position isomers, so it can be like this also. ONO. Okay, ONO is called nitrito. They may give you anything. So that's why remember nitro or nitrito. So then we have to write nitro means N. Okay, nitrito means O. That has to be mentioned in position isomers. Chloro. Then what comes next? Nitro or nitrito? You check here. So it is nitro because N is connecting. Nitro and okay, platinum. And find the oxidation number of this complex. So oxidation of metal you have to find. So X plus ammonia oxidation state is 0. So 2 ammonias we have 2 times 0 plus -1 for chlorine and -1 for nitro. And overall the complex is a neutral complex. So it should be equated to 0. So X is equal to 2. That means Roman number 2 should be written. Okay, so it is a neutral complex. That's why you can write platinum. If it is a negative complex, then you have to write as platinate. Clear, students? So what is the name? Now you see diamine, chloro, nitro, and platinum 2. This is the answer. Okay, understood? Okay, now let us move to the next question, students. In the complex where En stands for ethylene diamine, dash are the coordination number and oxidation state of E respectively, where E is the metal here, students. You should understand that E is a metal. Okay, they're asking coordination number and oxidation state of the metal. Now, let us see. Coordination number is number of donor atoms or number of coordination sites you have to count. If you see ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand. Okay, we discussed in the previous question also. So, how many coordination sites it can occupy? 2 coordination sites. Okay, so this is 2. Okay, equated to 2. 2 2s are 2 times 2 plus oxalator. This is C2H4 is called COO minus. COO minus. Again, it is also giving the same. Okay, bidentate ligand plus 2. Together, 2 times 2, 6. So coordination number is 6. So we have 2 options here, either A or D. So now let us calculate oxidation state. If you see, ethylene diamine is a neutral ligand. This is neutral. So oxidation state is 0. So write the oxidation state of E is X plus 2 times 0 plus, what is the charge of this one? 2 minus C2O4 2 minus. Okay, so minus 2. That should be equated to. Now you tell me, this is NO2 minus. In ionic sphere, we have NO2 minus. When it will ionize, what you are going to get? You are going to get like this. So NO2 minus will go and it is going to get plus. So that means equate to plus 1. Now tell me oxidation state of X is equated to. Okay, X minus 2 is equal to 1. So that means X is equal to plus 3. So oxidation state is 3. Now check the answer. Coordination number is 6 and oxidation state is 3. The answer is D. 6 and 3 is the answer. Is it clear, students? So here you should know how to find the coordination number and how to know the oxidation state of a particular metal in a particular complex. These two things we discussed here. So please remember those two, very important compulsory question in the exam. Okay, now let us move to the next question. So next question comes here, students. You can see. Okay, let us see this question. The sum of coordination number of a metal M of a complex is what they're asking. Coordination number and oxidation state. Sum, you may need to add them. Just now we did the same kind of question. You can follow the same method here. Okay, oxidation state of the metal. Here they gave you nitrate, here nitro, here chloro. Okay, that's the only difference. Same thing, coordination number will be 6. 2 times 2, 4 plus 2, that is equal to 6. And oxidation state of the metal is equal to 3. Plus 3 you are going to get, because X minus 2 is equal to plus 1. That means X is equal to plus 3. And they're asking the sum. Sum means X 6 plus 3, that equal to 9. So the answer is 9 is the answer, students. Okay. Okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, students, so here the question is, some salts containing, let's see, some salts containing two different metallic elements gives test for only one of them in solution. Such salts are, for example, if you see NaCl, when you dissolve in the water, it gives test for the metals Na+. Okay, only one is there. But we have some metals like, let us say, okay. Okay, just a moment, students. Let us change the ligand. Okay. That is equal to. Now you see this complex, it is having two metals. One is a platinum, the other is potassium. Even though it has two metals, but it will give you test for only one metal. The reason is, this is ionic sphere and this is coordination sphere. Only it can ionize the elements which are present in the ionic sphere. It won't give you the test, elemental analysis if you do, it won't give test for the platinum. The reason is, it is inside the coordination sphere. It is along with the ligands. Ligands are surrounded by that metal. It is not in a free state. So that's why it won't give test for platinum. It only give test for potassium. So in such cases, those salts are said to be complex salts. What is the answer for this question, students? They are called complex salts. Okay, normal salts are like NaCl. Double salts are, if for example, you take alum. Alum is having potassium and iron in it, but it will give you test for both. If more than one positive ion or negative ion is present in a particular salt, then we call it as double salt. Double salts will give you the test for all the ions present in it, whereas complex salts can't give you the test for the metal which is inside of the coordination sphere. The reason is very simple, students. The metal is surrounded by the ligands. If you see, it is surrounded by 6 ligands in this way. So that's why it is not in a free state to give the test. It won't undergo reaction easily because it is surrounded by the ligands. That's the reason. Clear? Okay. Now let us move to the next question. Okay. See here, students, an example of a sigma bonded organometallic compound. What are organometallic compounds, students? Metal and organic molecules are combined together. The best example of organometallic compound is Grignard reagent, student. So the answer for this question is Grignard reagent or MgX. Okay, so where R is an alkyl group. Okay, R is an alkyl. And here you can see between the metal and alkyl group, there is a sigma bond. Okay, that's why it is said to be sigma bonded. But ferrocene, cobaltocene, ruthinosine, these are all having bonding through pi. Okay, pi bond will be involved in here. Here also we have bonding between organic cyclic compounds and metal atom, but the bonding is pi bond. You see ferrocene will be, you can say like this. Where metal will be at the, and here it will give you bonding in this way. The pi bonds are involved to get this one. Okay, clear, students? Do you understand the difference between sigma bonded organometallic compounds and pi bonded? Okay, if they ask even the question related to pi bond, you should be able to answer. Clear? Clear. So like a scene, if you find the word scene means you remember that they are going to have pi bond between metal and organic compound. Organic compound. Clear? Okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, iron carbonyl is a. Okay, now you tell me, is it a? Based on the metal also, I discussed already about ligand like monodentate, bidentate, tridentate, etc. Similarly, based on the ligand also, based on the metal also, we can classify into mononuclear. We use the word nuclear. Okay, binuclear or dinuclear, trinuclear. Okay, trinuclear. That means what? Here mono means single metal will be there. Here two metals will be there. Between metal there will be a bond. Metal bond will be there. Trinuclear means three metals and metal bonds will be there. Okay. So in iron carbonyl, if you see only one metal we have. That's why it is said to be, is it tetranuclear, mononuclear, dinuclear, trinuclear? It's a mononuclear. It is based on the metal. Don't confuse with the ligand. There are 5 ligands, pentadentate ligands. Okay, 5 ligands we have. Okay, so but it is not called as mononuclear. So sorry, it is not called as monodentate. So it should be called as mononuclear. Clear, students? Okay, now let us move to the next question. The type of isomerism shown by the complex. What they're asking here, simple question, students. They're asking you the type of isomerism. Okay, that type of isomerism. Okay, you know different kinds of isomerisms, right? Coordination complexes shows different kinds of isomerism. What are those? These are the 4 types. Ionization isomerism, linkage isomerism, coordination isomerism, geometrical isomerism. Ionization isomerism means when they undergo ionization, they give different kinds of compounds, but molecular formula, structural formula will be same. Linkage means just we discussed now example like NO2, like NO2 can bind through nitrogen or through oxygen. These are said to be linkage isomers. Coordination isomerism means they have similar thing, only inside the coordination sphere, the ligand will be different. Whereas geometrical isomer means the arrangement of ligands around the metal will be different. So this is a complex which is a very good example for geometrical isomerism. The answer is very simple. Geometrical isomerism. Let me show you how it will be. So there is a central metal, cobalt. Okay, let us take 2 cobalts. Cis trans isomers it shows. Okay, Cl. Okay, they are in transposition, and nitrogen here, nitrogen here, nitrogen here. This is ethylene diamine. You can see they are away from each other, so it's said to be trans isomer. Similarly, there is a possibility of having two chlorines together. Okay, let me show you. Okay, in such cases, we call it as cis isomer. So in this way, it shows cis trans isomer, students. The answer is geometrical isomerism, or it is also called as cis trans isomerism. Cis trans isomerism. Okay, clear? Okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, students, next question is, which of the following elements do not form a complex with EDTA? Very important question, students. Which of the complex doesn't form a, which of the following element doesn't form complex with the EDTA? EDTA is a very, very important chelating ligand, students. Okay, so EDTA is a hexadentate ligand. 6 donor atoms will be there in this. Okay, if you see the inside forms a chelating ring, and it will be having a gap inside. Okay, and remaining all donor atoms will be like this. It's the same ligand. Okay, now in this cavity, the small size metal cannot be fit in this. Okay, this is total EDTA single ligand. Okay, now you see these are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, all second A group elements. If you see in this, beryllium is very small in size. Even though it forms a complex here, by combining, it will go and it will join in that cavity, because 6 donor atoms will combine with the same metal. So it forms a small cavity to accommodate the metal. In that cavity, if you see, beryllium doesn't fit in that. That means it will fit, but the size is so small. That's why it can easily escape from that. That's the reason why beryllium cannot form a stable complex with EDTA. Rest of the all elements can form stable complexes or very stable complexes with EDTA. Is it clear, students? Do you want to know the structure of EDTA? Let me write structure of EDTA too, so that you can understand how 6 donor atoms will be there. Okay, CH2, CH2, and just like ethylene diamine, you write, remove 2 hydrogens and write CH2, COO minus, CH2, COO minus. Similarly, this side also CH2 acetates, right? What is EDTA full form? Ethylene. D stands for diamine. C. This is ethylene diamine. Total how many acetic acids we have? 4. So tetra. A stands for acetic acid. But it will be in the form of acetate ion. Clear, students? Now you see where we have donor atoms. This is 4 oxygens from 4 acetate. And here we have nitrogen. Lone pair will be there on this. Okay. So these are the 6 donor atoms, students. Is it clear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 donor atoms. So that's why it is an hexadentate ligand. It forms all with all 6 donor atoms. Then only few metals can fit in that. Those metals will form very, very stable complexes. Okay, now let us move to the next question, students. Okay, students, now let's see the last question in the session. A complex compound in which the oxidation number of metal is 0. Okay, tell me what is the logic here. See, the CO ligand is a neutral ligand. Okay, whenever only CO ligand is present in any complex, they are said to be carbonyl complexes. Carbonyl complexes. So in carbonyl complexes, only the complexes where metal always exists in zero oxidation state. Remember this point, students. Okay, don't waste your time. Just look for the metal complex with only CO ligand. So this is the complex. The answer is this one. Then you can calculate even. Nickel oxidation state is, let us say, X plus, and oxidation state of CO is 0. Okay, equal to, is there any charge on this? No charge. So X is equal to 0. Oxidation state is 0. But no need to calculate oxidation state. Simply if you see any metal complex with only CO ligands, then you can say they are said to be the metal atom is in zero oxidation state. Okay, CO like this. There are many carbonyl complexes, students. So if you just remember, if you see any carbonyl complexes, then the metal atom will be having in zero oxidation state. Okay, hope you understood all these questions. At the same time, we discussed many topics related to coordination chemistry. So please subscribe to my channel. Keep watching the videos